Hello, dear friends. Here we are at Kardec Radio, nourishing our souls together. We're here to meditate on the beautiful opportunity that we have to live this life. Meimei, through Chico Xavier, wrote this book in 1980, Deus Aguarda, God Awaits. And in this book, we find the true opportunity and the call to feel this good, to feel what we have been knowing, and now it's time to practice. But we cannot practice if we don't feel it. So feeling the good, feeling the blessing, right? Meimei, named Irma de Castro, was born in Belo Horizonte, was born in Minas Gerais. She died in Belo Horizonte. She was actually born in a small city named Itaúna in Minas Gerais on October 22nd, 1922, and died in Belo Horizonte on October 1st, 1946. Her pseudonym or her nickname was given by her husband, Meimei. And later on, it took Chico Xavier to bring to us the teachings that she shares in books such as Pai Nosso, Our Father, which is already in English, Amizade, not yet in English, and many others, plus this one, God Awaits. Meimei comes to us as a beautiful teacher of the beyond who is here to make us feel the good. And how important is this? Because when we feel it, we're closer to actually putting into practice. It's not enough to know, oh, forgive, forget, and love one another. Okay, but how do we feel it so we can actually do it, right? The golden rule is always a blessing. But above everything else, a good exercise to feel is to love God above all things. Why do we suffer? Because we do not love God above everything. We want to be God. We are still self-centered, right? This self-centeredness makes us suffer because we want to rule the world. We want to impose ourselves. It is only when we say, God, we love you, and so be it, and I see God's will everywhere, that I stop suffering, and I see blessings everywhere all the time. And I renew myself quickly from the challenges, the difficulties of life. Got it? Yes? And that's exactly what she's gonna say. That's why we're doing the introduction. When you go to the Spirit's book by Kardec, if we want to be calibrated with life, law number 1 to comply with, law of worship. If I love God and I worship God and I see God everywhere, like Stephen, who was sent to slavery in a sheep. Sorry, the pronunciation, crazy, right? Sheep. Isn't that funny? It's funny. It's very funny. Okay, sent in a boat? No, it's bigger than a boat, so it's a ship. He was sent as a slave there, and what happened to him? Many of his friends, the colleagues there, were like, this is so unfair, we're not slaves. And he was like, take it easy, friends. If God sent us here, we better feel the honor of being invited to be here. A boat, right, John? So, let us feel it, because today the message is keep on blessing. Assessment question to all of us. How often do you bless things in life? But what is to bless? Okay, let me get a true definition here, since we're talking about this, right? Because God blesses us. That's a sure thing. But did you know you are also supposed to bless? You didn't know, right? Who told you? Nobody tells us we're supposed to bless anything. So let me just get the definition here. Give me a second, please. I'm just opening the definition. To bless. The definition by the dictionary is precisely, well, they talk about religion, but it's to praise, to call God. Oh my, to seek the good. God is in the good. Look at the word, God, good. In the good we see God. So to bless is to seek the good. We need to seek the good all the time. Who cares about my will? Some people are like, I don't know what I want in life. Don't worry, because God knows. If you connect with God, God is going to guide you. It's not that we're puppets, no, but we're good children. Obedience is part of being a good child of God. Look at the book, The Gospel According to Spiritism. Let's go there. Of the many chapters here, chapter 9, blessed are the meek and peace-loving, obedience and resignation. 193. So, let's go there. 193, chapter 9. It says, precisely. First and foremost, blessed are the meek, for they shall possess the earth. Blessed are the peace-loving, they shall be called children of God. And then he says, at all points, Jesus' doctrine teaches obedience and resignation, two very active companion virtues of meekness, although people erroneously confuse them with the negation of the sentiment and will. Obedience is the consent of reason. Resignation is the consent of the heart. Both are active forces because they carry the burden of the trials that rebellion lets drop. The coward cannot be resigned, just as the proud and the selfish person cannot be obedient. The proud and the selfish person cannot be obedient. Jesus was the incarnation of these virtues, scorned by materialistic antiquity. He came at a time in which Roman society was perishing in the bankruptcy of corruption. He came to make the triumphs of sacrifice and renunciation of the flesh shine in the bosom of downcast humankind. Aha! This is a spirit message by Lazar. And he goes on, but this is just a teaser for us from the Gospel According to Spiritism, chapter 9. So, did you know you are also supposed to bless your life? How do you do it, right? We ask ourselves. Let's see what Meimei says. Let us visualize ourselves in this classroom with our dear Meimei. She's here with us. And she says, keep on blessing. Am I blessing to keep on blessing? Uh-oh, I'm missing the boat. So let's bless to keep blessing. Let's follow what she says. She says, each of us follows a different path to be in harmony with God. Thank the road where the world points you to, and continue blessing. Bless the group of hearts you were born into. It is with them that the forces of creation built the foundation of your ongoing existence. Bless your body that serves as a vehicle for this journey, for in it you possess a temporary dwelling to act on towards the conquest of your evolution. Bless your work that has been reserved for you. It is in the tasks you perform that you embrace the best values of your experience. Bless your joys. They are sources of inspiration that will give you courage and strength along the way, so you do not fade away in the march. Bless the trials that visit you, for it is in difficulties where you work the most on your self-improvement. Bless the problems that come your way. It is through challenges and obstacles in your path that you perfect your understanding. Bless your friends. They are levers that offer you balance and security. Hold on a second, friends. Just a second, please. Bless your friends. They are levers that offer you balance and security. Bless your opponents. They play the role and functions of inspectors, making you aware of the dangers and risks along the journey. Bless your difficult relatives. They are opportunities to learn, practice patience and humility, understanding and tolerance. Bless those who become instruments of temptation. While in the terrestrial plane, we have them as resources that reveal to us our weaknesses and imperfections that may still seem as blemishes, compelling us to exercise kindness and forgiveness towards others. Give thanks to the way the world offers you opportunities for growth, and remember that God always blesses you. So keep on blessing too. How empowering is this message? When Meimei says, God blesses you and blesses everything. So you, as a good child, bless as well. For example, in an analogy, the child and the parents. A person comes home, a guest. The parents respect and treat kindly. What does a good child do? Respect and treats kindly the guest as well, right? If God blesses everything and everyone in the world, we, as good children, are being taught by Meimei that we're also being invited to bless everything and everyone. So that's our exercise in the next 24 hours. Exercise in the next 24 hours. Bless everything. How do we bless? I seek God the good, right? Sunshine saying God dog. That's interesting. So I seek the divine in everything, in every circumstance. This is the true practice of mindfulness. As Mentor Joseph said a year ago, we'll never be able to be mindful if we don't seek the pleasure in the present moment. How can I seek the pleasure of being in this very moment if I don't find the pleasure? I need to change my vantage point. Make an exercise. See things from the eyes of the divine. Like Stephen from Poland, Stephen. If God is asking me to be here, what do I need to do? Find God in everything and everyone. That's our exercise in the next 24 hours. Find God in everything and everyone. Thus, we will be blessing everything. There is a plate of food in front of me. What a blessing. For the fact that I am able to eat, my body allows it. I have the food to eat. What a blessing. Instead, many people do the opposite. They look at their plate and they're like, oh, that's not what I want. Bless. I went to the bank. It was closed. Oh no, what a disgrace. No. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Yes, I probably would go home and do something else. How many times we don't know the 10,000 things that are happening around us, and we're being shielded from problems, and we complain. Some people say, I want to get married. My life would be much better if I got married. And I have a true account of somebody who asked Divaldo Franco, oh, Divaldo, where is the person whom I'm going to be married to? And the person was, and Divaldo said, don't ask for a can of worms. In her case, a year later, she got married. True story. Had children. And years later, they're divorcing. A nightmare. So the good spirits were right. A can of worms. Don't ask for things that we cannot handle. But Vanessa, how do I know if I can handle? I don't know. What we know is this. The prayer of St. Francis. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Simply to understand in order to be understood. Bless everything. Find the God in everything. Right, Animércia? Thank you for being here with us. So friends, Meimei is telling us, bless the road, the group, the family, the body, the work, the joys, the trials, the difficulties, the problems, the challenges, the friends, the enemies, opponents, the difficult relatives, the instruments of temptation. And say, thank you, God. You are granting me an opportunity to refine myself. In my own perspective, I thought that this way was best. Today, I realized that I would be missing so many things. God was right. Even to send instruments of temptation. Because through them, as she says, not only she reveals our weaknesses and imperfections, but it compels us to exercise kindness and forgiveness towards others. Because we know who we are for real. Right, Teresa Castro? It's a prayer of transformation. So what's the exercise again? We're going to repeat, okay? To make sure we know what the exercise is. Keep blessing. Keep on blessing, she says. Meaning, are you blessing things? Are you observing the divine plan in everything and everyone? So in the next 24 hours, we're going to experience whatever it is. Say, thank you, God. Even if an unexpected thing happens. It's a blessing in disguise. Let's find a blessing. Only God knows. Only God knows. One thing you know, do you believe that God is taking care of you at every moment? Because if we do, if I love God above all things, I have no doubt that my life is a blessing, and thus I need to bless as well. Bless everything. Keep on blessing. Is that a good invitation? I think so too. Right, Teresa Castro? Right, Paula? Hello, friends. Hi, Raquel Bakeshi, Carol Correia, Inês Oliveira, big hug to you. Sunshine, Lu Nicoliello, a super hug to you. Amanda Andrade, a big hug to you and the family. Nina Dewey, super hug to you and the family. Silvio Otero, how have you been? Nora Brasil, how have you been? Rosa Maria, thank you for coming here and joining us. Renata Casadei, thank you, Nora, for this beautiful translation, by the way. Renata, John De Rosa, thank you, John. Sol Souza, hello, Sol. Lappy Wolfie, Lisa Teles, how have you been? Lu Saboya, how have you been? Daisy, hello, Daisy. How are you? Yes, John De Rose is saying, let's start off by blessing this talk, by our conversation, my friend. Thank you very much. And Silmara, big hug to you. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you. So friends, one last reminder before our final prayer. In the next 24 hours, let us find God in everything. Let us worship God by recognizing the good, the divine, and keep on blessing, saying, thank you, God, for this. Thank you, God, for that. Blessing, 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 blessing. And as we say, I know I can create miracles in my life. I know I can create miracles in my life. I know I can create miracles in my life. Right, Elza Leal? So friends, let us thank God, and as João de Rosa said, and bless this moment together with you, with God, in this beautiful network of love. Thank you, God, for teaching us things we didn't know. Thank you for bringing Meimei through Chico Xavier to teach us to open our hearts to you, to feel that we are so empowered by being able to bless. Thank you for the body. Thank you for everything in our lives, for the constant invitation to transformation, refinement, and renewal. We feel so joyful and hopeful that we're learning with you to co-create at greater levels always. Thank you so much. And may everyone in our network feel your blessings, and so be it. Thank you, Nina, Michele Silva, super hug to you. Until tomorrow, friends, and many blessings.